There's a morning practice so closely guarded by millionaires that they would rather lose money than reveal it to the general public. It's not taught in business schools, it's not discussed in boardrooms, and it's certainly never mentioned in financial magazines. What I'm about to expose was discovered by Florence Scovel Shinn when she was secretly commissioned to study the private habits of America's wealthiest individuals in the early 1900s. A practice so powerful that those who use it seem to attract money effortlessly while everyone else struggles for every dollar. This isn't about stock tips, investment strategies, or business techniques. This is about a consciousness secret that the ultra-wealthy have used for generations to maintain what they call the millionaire frequency, a specific state of mind that automatically attracts wealth-building opportunities, profitable connections, and abundant resources from multiple sources simultaneously. The universe has orchestrated your discovery of this closely guarded knowledge because you're ready to understand why wealth seems to flow naturally to certain people while others work harder but never achieve financial freedom. This morning's secret doesn't just create money, it transforms you into the type of person that money naturally seeks out and clings to. Florence uncovered this practice in the most unexpected way. She had been hired by a group of philanthropic millionaires who wanted to understand why their charitable efforts weren't creating lasting change for the people they were trying to help. They commissioned her to study successful versus unsuccessful individuals to identify the root differences that created such dramatically different financial outcomes. What Florence discovered shocked even these wealthy benefactors. The difference wasn't education, connections, or starting capital. The difference was a specific morning consciousness practice that wealthy people performed instinctively, often without even realizing they were doing it. Meanwhile, financially struggling people consistently did the exact opposite of this practice every single morning, programming themselves for financial limitation without knowing it. Florence spent 3 years documenting this pattern across hundreds of individuals from vastly different backgrounds. What emerged was a scientific understanding of what she called wealth consciousness programming, the precise morning routine that separates the financially successful from the financially struggling. The millionaire's secret consists of what Florence termed the abundance trinity. 3 specific consciousness activities performed in exact sequence every morning that create what wealthy people call the golden mindset. When practiced consistently, this trinity doesn't just attract money, it makes you virtually incapable of remaining poor because your consciousness becomes magnetically aligned with wealth creation. But here's why millionaires never share this secret. They understand intuitively that wealth consciousness is like a radio frequency. If everyone tuned into the same frequency simultaneously, it would create interference. By keeping their morning practice private, they ensure continued access to what they consider their competitive spiritual advantage. The first element of the abundance trinity is what Florence called ownership consciousness activation. The moment wealthy people wake up, before their feet touch the floor, they perform a mental exercise that poor people never think to do. They mentally review everything they already own, not just material possessions, but skills, relationships, opportunities, knowledge, and experiences. And they feel genuine gratitude for this abundance. But here's the secret within the secret. They don't just review what they own, they claim ownership of their unlimited potential. They remind themselves that they own access to infinite intelligence, unlimited creative power, and boundless opportunity. This mental exercise programs their subconscious to operate from abundance rather than lack throughout the entire day. Poor people do the exact opposite. They wake up thinking about what they don't have, what they can't afford, what they're worried about, or what problems they need to solve. This immediately programs their consciousness for scarcity, causing them to miss opportunities, make fear-based decisions, and attract circumstances that confirm their limitation. The second element is Wealth Magnetism Calibration. Millionaires perform a specific visualization that Florence discovered was remarkably consistent across all wealthy individuals she studied. They see themselves as magnets attracting money from multiple sources throughout the day, through investments, business opportunities, unexpected windfalls, profitable connections, and advantageous circumstances. But the key is how they visualize this attraction. They don't see themselves chasing money or working hard for money. They see money flowing to them naturally because of who they are, not because of what they do. This programs their subconscious to look for and attract wealth-building opportunities that require less effort and produce greater results. The third and most powerful element is what Florence called inevitability programming. This is the secret that millionaires guard most carefully because it's the most potent. They spend exactly 3 minutes each morning in a state of absolute certainty that their wealth will continue to grow, that profitable opportunities will appear, and that money will flow to them in amounts that exceed their expectations. This isn't hope or positive thinking. It's programming their consciousness to expect wealth as naturally as they expect the sun to rise. Florence discovered that this certainty creates what quantum physicists now call quantum entanglement with wealth-creating circumstances. Their absolute expectation of financial increase actually draws those circumstances into manifestation. Florence tested this practice with students from modest backgrounds, and the results were extraordinary. Within 30 days, participants began experiencing what she called millionaire synchronicities, unexpected money appearing, profitable opportunities manifesting, and wealth-building circumstances aligning perfectly. One of her most dramatic success stories involved a factory worker who earned $50 per month, barely surviving in early 1900s America. After implementing the abundance trinity consistently for 60 days, he received an idea during his morning practice that led to a small invention. That invention generated more income in 6 months than his job had provided in 6 years. When Florence asked how this breakthrough occurred, he explained, "Every morning I programmed my mind to expect wealth to flow to me in ways I couldn't predict. Then one morning, during my visualization, I had an idea so clear and complete that I knew it was my answer. I didn't chase the idea. The idea came to me because my consciousness was aligned to receive it. Right now, the universe is confirming that you're ready to join the ranks of those who understand money consciousness. In the comments below, write, 'I am a wealth magnet.' This isn't just engagement, it's consciousness programming. When you declare your magnetic nature publicly, you're making a covenant with infinite intelligence that begins shifting your mental frequency toward wealth attraction immediately. Florence discovered that the abundance trinity works so effectively because it addresses the 3 primary ways that poor people unconsciously program themselves for financial struggle every morning. While millionaires are activating ownership consciousness, feeling wealthy, and programming inevitability, struggling people are focusing on lack, feeling poor, and expecting financial difficulty. This creates what Florence called parallel programming. 2 groups of people programming themselves for completely opposite financial realities, using the same precious morning moments when consciousness is most malleable. The wealthy use these moments to strengthen their wealth magnetism, while the poor use these same moments to reinforce their financial limitations. But here's the most important discovery Florence made. Anyone can switch from poor people's morning programming to millionaire morning programming starting immediately. Your financial background doesn't matter. Your current bank account doesn't matter. Your education level doesn't matter. What matters is your willingness to spend 10 minutes each morning programming your consciousness the way millionaires program theirs. The key to success with the abundance trinity is understanding that you're not pretending to be wealthy when you're not. You're recognizing the wealth consciousness that already exists within you and giving it permission to express through your experience. Every human being has millionaire potential. The only difference is whether that potential gets activated through proper morning programming. Florence often shared the story of a woman who was literally penniless when she began the practice. Within 90 days, she had attracted 3 different income streams and was earning more money than she had ever imagined possible. "I stopped waking up poor and started waking up rich in consciousness," she explained. "Once my mind expected wealth had no choice but to appear. If you're among the select individuals who recognize these principles at work, you're exactly where you need to be. Subscribe to Florence Shinn's Secrets because these millionaire consciousness techniques contain layers of wisdom that reveal themselves progressively to committed practitioners. This channel exists for people who understand that wealth is created in consciousness before it ever appears in circumstances. The timing of the abundance trinity is crucial. It must be performed during the first 10 minutes of waking consciousness, when your subconscious mind is most receptive to programming and your connection to infinite intelligence is strongest. Missing this window means operating at reduced manifestation power throughout the entire day. Florence discovered that millionaires instinctively understood this timing principle. They protected their morning consciousness programming time more zealously than they protected their investment portfolios, because they recognized that their wealth flowed from their consciousness, not their circumstances. Many millionaires told Florence that they would rather lose money than skip their morning consciousness practice because they knew the practice would generate more money, but skipping the practice would eventually cost them their wealth. Attracting ability. What I've shared today represents the foundation of how millionaires maintain and multiply their wealth through consciousness programming. But there's an advanced version of the abundance trinity that Florence developed specifically for rapid wealth multiplication. This includes precise timing sequences, advanced visualization techniques, and energy amplification methods that accelerate wealth attraction beyond what most people believe possible. I've compiled this complete millionaire consciousness system in the link below, but access it only if you're truly ready to experience wealth creation at the level practiced by the financial elite. Some mornings you might not feel wealthy when you perform these practices. Some days doubt might creep in about their effectiveness. Some moments you might think this seems too simple to create real wealth. Practice the abundance trinity anyway. Florence discovered that millionaires aren't wealthy because they feel wealthy. They feel wealthy because they consistently practice wealth consciousness programming regardless of current circumstances. Remember, this isn't about becoming someone different. It's about activating the millionaire potential that already exists within your consciousness. Every successful person was once where you are now. The only difference is that they learned to program their minds for wealth, while most people continue programming their minds for struggle. The ultra-wealthy understand something that struggling people never learn. Your morning consciousness programming determines your entire day's financial magnetism. When you begin each day with millionaire consciousness practices, you align yourself with the same wealth-attracting forces that have created every fortune in history. Your wealthy life begins tomorrow morning with your first conscious breath. Perform the abundance trinity as if your financial future depends on it, because it does. The difference between poverty consciousness and millionaire consciousness is simply the difference between unconscious morning habits and conscious wealth. Programming, the universe is ready to make you wealthy. The question isn't whether these principles work. Generations of millionaires have proven their effectiveness through consistent practice. The question is, are you ready to start your day like a millionaire and watch your wealth consciousness transform your financial reality? Your millionaire mindset activation is 10 minutes away. Your abundant life is waiting for your commitment to consciousness transformation. Start tomorrow like a millionaire and watch your wealth begin flowing in ways that will amaze everyone around you. This is your invitation to millionaire consciousness. This is your access to the secret that wealth uses to perpetuate itself. Your financially abundant future begins with tomorrow's morning programming.